Wow, what a nice grouping. I'm ready for the season. I've been shooting all summer long. I'm heading up to Belle Chasse Outfitters. I was up there last year, but it was a spring hunt and I was using my crossbow. This time, it's a fall hunt and I'm bringing my Matthews bow. I can't wait to get up there. They have so many bears up there. Been watching the social media page. The spring bear hunt for them was outstanding. A lot of bears down. They have the largest bear management area in Ontario. I think my chances of shooting another bear up there are pretty high. Hey, we're heading up to the Superior region of Ontario.
Hey, I've been fishing in Ontario for well over 40 years and have some great fishing memories, not to mention some very close friends. Ontario has some of the best multi-species freshwater fishing in the world. Ontario has a special place in my heart. The Ontario Experience captures all of this and more as hosts Troy Linder and Sjodin explore new places, meet some authentic characters, and experience world-class fishing and hunting along the way. The Ontario Experience is the next best thing to going on the adventure yourself. And who knows, this unique show just might give you some ideas for your next fishing or hunting trip.
To say I was excited for this fall cast and blast at Belle Chasse Outfitters in Ontario's Superior region would be an understatement. The entire road trip there, my heart was racing and I simply couldn't wait to arrive. We're almost to Belle Chasse Outfitters. All these roads are starting to look familiar again. We were here again last spring. We were here, tagged down on a big bear. I couldn't wait to get back. It's all coming back now. Super excited to get there and get set up and checked in and see Hartley and Mark and the whole staff and get set up and get out and do some hunting and some fishing. It's gonna be a great trip. Can't wait to experience the fall hunt up here. Back at Belle Chasse Outfitters. So great to be back. I was here last spring, out here catching tons of walleyes, pike, lake trout, we caught splake, we tried a bunch of different lakes, caught fish everywhere. So we're up here, and they, just like back in Minnesota, we had a super late spring. They had the same program up here, but it got so hot so fast. These lakes have already, this lake is at 62.5 degrees already, so those walleyes have already spawned. So we're in a post-spawn program right now too. So right now we don't have a map of this lake, so you can't really tell depth. So we're just gonna troll around it, find some different depths, see if we can mark some fish, just cover a lot of water. And then we're gonna work our way back as we find different fish. We'll mark it on GPS, even though we don't have, again, the contours. We can still mark where we're at and we're finding fish. We can come back to it. There we go. There we go. There's a walleye. There we go. First walleye of the day. Nice one. Little hair jig. Sweet. It's a Belle Chasse walleye. Nice little hair jigging off the, there's just a point that came out. Actually saw a couple marks there. And he ate it. So fun. These walleyes are fun to catch. They're beautiful. That's a great shore lunch size walleye right there. First one of the day. Perfect. Found them. So some of these baits are just perfect search baits, right? It's a paddle tail, jig with a plastic, hair jigs. These are great Canadian baits to use and really to find fish. I mean, we're just going along. All this lake is a bowl, so it's just shoreline breaks. These are great baits to pitch up and just work back off. And I switched this hair jig and boom, right away, first cast. You know what, we were here that spring and we were catching walleyes down the shallows, right down there. And typically what happens is they start going deeper in the summer, and then in the fall, they start moving back into the shallows. So hopefully that's where they're at. We're gonna go check it out and see what happens. There they are. I don't know if they're walleyes or not, but in the spot I would think there'd be walleyes. There we go. There's a fish. There's a walleye. Might be a little nicer one. Nice walleye. Nice walleye. Sweet! That is awesome. Fishing just down from the lodge. Belle Chasse Outfitters. I am on a fish and hunt mission. Sweet, another nice one. All I'm doing is there's a point right here. I was pitching, going with the wind, and watching my Helix 5. Electronics are super important, whether it's a drive to, a flying, it doesn't really matter. It's nice to have good electronics. So I was pitching, drifting with the wind, and I was basically catching all these fish on the tip of this point, and that's the only place I was graphing them. So I was pitching as I was drifting, and then I was trolling back. In every single spot, I was catching a walleye. Yeah, there he goes. So what I'm using is pretty simple. It's just a jig head with a paddle tail. A lot of different paddle tails out there on the market. I like a bright colored paddle tail. White is really good. Walleyes like white, a chartreuse. The reason being is a lot of these destinations have dingy, stained water that just shows up better. And these are just natural walleye eating colors. I call them eating colors. They're great colors for walleyes. They love them. Anywhere you go, they like chartreuse and white. This segment is brought to you by Tourism Northern Ontario. Belle Chasse definitely offers a cozy experience with cabins featuring all the amenities of home and a comfortable main lodge where it's a perfect place to unwind. Visit with other guests and take in the excellent home cooking. Mealtime's also a good time to read through the bear site logs and get an idea of activity over the massive bear hunting grounds.
Our bear management units, of which we have 4, comprise approximately 170 square miles. With the amount of area we have and the number of bear tags we have, it allows us to only harvest 1 bear per bait site and still maintain. When we harvest a bear at a bait site, that bait site is shut down. The reason we shut down a bait site is to maintain the bear population in the area, allow them to grow, and allow us to continue to have the success that we are having. And it's there for us to do.
It's amazing how far we've come when it comes to trail cams. I remember when I started hunting big game, it was you had a flash, you had 35 millimeter, you had to take the 35 millimeter film out, bring it into our developing, go home, see what you had, and it was very expensive. When the digital craze came, it really changed everything as it has to do with trail cams because it was super simple, it was cheaper. You could go and you could take a couple of cards, change out cards, go home, put them in your computer, check what you had. It just keeps advancing. Now you got these portable SD card readers you can bring to your stand. You pop them in, you save them, you delete whatever you don't want, you put it back in the trail cam, you delete that, and you're set to go. You go back home, and you basically view the pictures you've got. And it doesn't stop there. Now you've got these apps that you can buy, and they send them right to your phone. You know, it's super important to realize that these things are a major tool when it comes to big game. You don't have to go and stink up your area. You get them sent right to your phone if you want that option. But to tell you what, I'm still a little old school. I like to go grab my chips, bring them home, pop them in the computer, pour a cup of coffee, and look what I've got coming through on my stand. This segment is brought to you by Go Hunt Ontario. Awesome. You know what, we're up here at Belle Chasse Outfitters, and it's a drive-to. You know what the great thing about a drive-to is? You don't have to worry about weight restrictions. So I got to bring my compound bow and my crossbow. We're gonna be hunting out of a blind and a hang-on stand as well this week. So this morning, crossbow. This afternoon, it's the compound bow. But it's still fun to be able to practice with both. And they're both right where they need to be.
Once I take you to your bait site, show you how to get there and back, feel confident that you can do it safely, then you're on your own until you harvest your bear. Once you harvest your bear, you have my phone number, or Miss Karen, you give us a call, and we'll be there to help you to recover your bear.
Did you know that whenever you buy a fishing and hunting license in Ontario, 100% of the license revenue is spent on fish and wildlife management programs, which includes revenue from commercial and recreational license fees, royalties, fines, and penalties. It costs approximately $120 million annually to pay for Ontario's fish and wildlife programs and services, of which the Fish and Wildlife Special Purpose Account pays for about 2/3 of it. Programs supported by the Fish and Wildlife Special Purpose Account include fish culture and stocking, wildlife population studies, research and enforcement. On the hunting side of things, revenue collected supports the reintroduction of elk and elk hunting in Ontario, the Hunter Apprentice Program and hunter education, as well as the creation of hundreds of thousands of hunting opportunities for deer, moose, elk, bear, small game, and wild turkey.
So heading out on day 2 of our bear hunt. We saw a couple of bears yesterday, one decent borderline bear that we passed on, and a smaller bear. Bunny's had a number of bears on cam. He had a sow and a cub. He had a really big, he figures around 400 pounds, but you know, some bears come and go, and you just never know what you're going to see as the hunt goes along, just because more bears move into the area, getting ready to pack on those pounds for the hibernation. So going out, it's going to be a great day. Super excited to see some more bears.
So crazy. That was so crazy. The adrenaline's coming out now. What an amazing hunt this has been. But he made me work for it, I tell you what. I had to wipe my hands because they're getting so clammy like 3 or 4 times. Wow. We're gonna get down. We're gonna give Bunny a call and go see where he went. Okay. He went through this way. Ooh, here's my broadhead. My arrow actually broke off. Look at that. You want to talk about a broadhead that does its job right there? That's a rage. That thing opens an animal up, which is great. I mean, it's better for recovery, less chance of wounding. I mean, that's why I use rage. They have done me well just about every time, and as you saw, there was blood all over these trees. So I did hear him moan. I don't think he's very far. More blood. Oh, there's my arrow right there. It's the other half. Right there, look at that. That's good blood all the way through. That's what I wanted to see right there. Yep, good blood, good blood. I don't think he went far. Blood right there. Hey, oh, there he is. There he is right there. Let's go find him. Let's go see him, man. Let's go see him. He's dead. Dead. Look at the size of that boy. He's a tank. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Did not go far. Look at that. That rage opened that bear up for a great kill. So I mean, obviously having a good
piece of equipment. There's no suffering. He went down right away and he was done. So what a beautiful bear. Look at that guy. Whoa. Let me show you something. Look at that. Oh, cool. You know what? I'm gonna get a quick picture and then we're gonna get him out of here. What another awesome hunt at Belle Chasse Outfitters. I was here in the spring of 2018 and got a giant. I'm back here the fall of 2019 and another beauty. Bunny had us on bears both trips we were here. He may have a funny name, but that guy is an awesome, awesome guide. He had us on bears all week. What I mean by all week, 2 days. We saw a couple quality bears yesterday we passed on. We had a sow and a cub earlier tonight, and then he showed up. Boom, game over. Bunny's an awesome guide. If you want to set up a hunt at Belle Chasse Outfitters, get a hold of Hartley and Mark because they have got a great bear operation here. You know what? Belle Chasse stands for beautiful hunt, but you know what? I think we should change that definition after we've been here twice and done what we've done. Maybe we should change it to the beautiful Ontario experience hunt.